All right, good morning. We're going to be ready here to exit out of these calls that I took over the weekend. And we're going to pray that I'm not down thousands of dollars. Well, I'm still down pretty good. I think I'm just going to get rid of it. So I really didn't follow my rules on that trade. I really messed that one up. But you know what? We are still green. We are still green. Can you believe that? I can't believe it. We really saved our butt there. Okay, let's look for a new play here. One second. So this really is, it's really important to follow your rules, guys. I took a bigger hit than I should have here. And I meant to close the position before the close of Friday, but man, I really messed up there. I was waiting for the last second to do it because I wanted the SPY to run up more. If you could see it, it was moving. I wanted to run up more, but I didn't get too lucky on that. I didn't. It ran up, enough, but I didn't get green on it. So I wanted to get green on it, and he was being greedy and was asking for the market to give me something that it wouldn't be able to give me. Anyways, let's look for a play. Let's see what we have here. So far, looks like that's what I got. Let me get my drawings out. See, okay. So we're right at the support slash resistance. We're there, but we're kind of we need to head back up towards it, and I think it might be a second since we got this increasing volume here. Um, and if you look at it, it actually tells you what it wants to do, right? Over here it tells you it's gonna pivot because it says that there's no sellers as the volume decreases, but but it keeps trending up like this as the volume decreases. That tells me that sellers are waiting, right? And then there's going to be an influx of sellers which we see here. We see an influx of sellers, and especially this candle, there was an influx of sellers here, big time. But this one tells me over time, volume is increasing, but the stock isn't going down more and more, faster and faster. You know, it's still trending. So the volume's increasing, which means that there are hidden buyers here. They're hidden. And there's more and more hidden buyers here. So this should actually wave out and slow down or consolidate before going up. And I actually realized this I call it volume efficiency. Um, this one actually gets more efficient. You see how it's trending up, but the volume, it takes less volume to do it. This one is moving down, and it's taking more volume to do it. So this one is inefficient versus this one. This is an efficient move here. And if it's efficient, it'll usually pivot or bounce. Yeah, but if it's inefficient, it'll usually consolidate or slow down. You know, that's the theory. Let's look at the so really we should see some sharp rejection back up to this support line. We need to see that, and if we don't, it's probably gonna be go time. We might see it fall just a little bit more, maybe flush down to this support over here, and that'll be about it. We'll just watch this trend line and see if we can get a play. Let me turn off my crazy loud fans over here. You're seeing some wickage here. Some wicks coming on. I wonder if we'll be able to grab calls. I'm going to wait for the volume to verify, and then I'm going to grab some calls. I'm going to do half size. Go ahead and write this in my, so this is, grab all that. Boom. Oop. Oh, that's for like my log. Trend line bounce. SPY calls to October 12th. Entry. Decreasing volume. Sell volume at trend line. Stop is going to be increasing sell volume. Yeah, let's say like that. Max timers, this is like a 30-minute play, and we're going half size, so B half size. Okay, let me take my screenshot here. Okay, so now I'm gonna look to get in these calls here. Oh, there we go. Just got in. As you can see, this is actually this is another example of an efficiency. The volume was decreasing and it was kind of going down almost the same amount. So we see this bounce here. Let's see if we can go and make new highs. Since we're seeing this pivot, let's see if we can make the new high. Right now we don't see increasing sell volume. But in the case that we do, in case we see one candle that is has higher than normal sell volume, I'll go ahead and toss it. It's breaking down here. Let's see what the volume says. Still pretty low, but we still have time for it to come back up. You know, we still have time for the volume to increase, as we're on 3-minute candles, so we still have a little bit of time here. There's buyers. They just really rejected that. If I was smart, I'd double my size right now, which I just did. Let me go ahead and write that. Doubled size as we tried to break below trend line but rejected. Now at A tier, full size A tier. Screen all that. We're still red on this candle. Let's see if the volume goes higher. No, it didn't. Very good. That's great. So this is almost bringing a bullish sentiment that we're gonna pop back up towards this trend line here, which we need to. If we're gonna consolidate sideways, we would need to pop back up here. Like I said, my stop loss is gonna be increasing sell volume. So as soon as we see increasing sell volume, I'll try and get out of my position as fast as I can here. Nice. I might close half as we come up here, just so I can get some cash flow, because I'd kind of expect for it to come down a little bit. So I might close half here. Yeah, I just closed half there, and then I'll add back as we if I see it shoot down a little bit. Back to the trend line maybe. Doesn't really look like it. There we go. I'll take it there. So I just bought 5 more there. Let me pull up a tick chart here. So let me take another screenshot. I'm a bit nervous here, just because it's looking like it's not bouncing off the trend line right now. I kind of wanted it to bounce right now, so that's the first sign of it doing something I don't want it to do. And I'm hoping we don't see increasing sell volume here. I'm really hoping. Here we go. I think we should be good for right now. Man, that is really close there on increasing sell volume. It's just barely increasing there. I tell you what, if we get one more candle that's higher, I'm just gonna get out. Ooh, I don't know. I think that's gonna shoot the volume up there. Yeah, that's pretty damn close. So I'm about to hit mark it out. And as soon as I hit this, I'm gonna go for puts. Okay, just marking it out there. And now I'm going for puts. And then let me do another one. Another trade here. Increasing sell volume is my entry. Stop loss is going to be decreasing sell volume first, increasing buy volume second. Time risk. I think I'm gonna do 4 hours on this one. This one might actually run a bit since we are that's a big move there. Tier size. I went A. I just went ahead and went right to A size because I already had A size in it. I said, you know what, this is what the trade has given me. So A tier. Notes, this is a setup that continued from previous trade. Got stopped out of previous trade and went for puts now. I'll take the screenshot. We'll see here if this candle goes red. I did green. Higher than normal buy volume there. But first we want to see decreasing sell volume, and then we'll think about doing we'll run with the increasing buy volume next. First you want to see decreasing sell volume though, because right now we got that increasing sell volume. Okay, so there's the decreasing sell volume right there. That candle close decreased. So if we have another candle here that that does not give me increasing sell volume again, which we need to see. We need to see increasing sell volume again, and that'll redeem it. If it doesn't redeem it, then I'm sad about it, and we'll call it. We need to reconsider our position. Let me go ahead and keep writing. Waiting on decreasing sell volume. Waiting on increasing buy volume to get stopped out. We just saw decreasing sell volume. So right now we have decreasing volume in general if this candle closes this way, which in my theory it kind of leaves it in a vulnerable state for buyers or sellers, and it kind of leaves it able to be messed with when there's low volume like this. So there's increasing sell volume, so it just redeemed itself. So now we need to see decreasing sell volume again before we claim anything otherwise. Before we say, oh, this green candle is a little bit too far. Well, we haven't seen decreasing sell volume yet. In a row. We need to see it in a row. We need to see decreasing sell volume first. Then we need to see increasing buy volume. And I'm just logging everything right now because this is what the demo challenge is about. It's about logging everything and seeing my mistakes so that when I go live again, I don't make the same mistakes. And I have this log and I'm able to say, okay, I am profitable. This is why I'm profitable. Look at what I'm doing here. And you see, I wasn't afraid to change my position. Used to be afraid, right? You say, oh, I was wrong. The calls didn't work. I'm done for the day. No, calls didn't work. Let's go to puts. You know, it's good to don't be scared like that. A lot of times I find myself doing that. I get discouraged. Something didn't work, so I'm done. Well, maybe not so much. trying not to get faked out here. I'm just watching the volume, seeing if we have um, another candle. We need to see another candle of decreasing volume. Otherwise, that is a pivot there. So it looks like we're going into a consolidation phase. If we see another pivot high, because we just saw the pivot low, but that could change here on this candle actually. Let's see what it does. If it goes to red or whatever it wants to do. Pretty odd that it went. That was a big wick there. That's pretty weird. So that it still could be a pivot since it hasn't made a new low. But if we get decreasing sell volume here, like if this candle ends up red, because we still have low volume here. If this candle ends up red, then if we see another green candle that's higher green volume, I'm going to get out. Yeah, it is looking like a pivot. I'm just like barely break even on my trade right now. Yeah, see, it is kind of rejecting off of that. I'm thinking it's a pivot, but let's see. It can definitely not be. I'm just getting ready to get out of my position now in case it is a pivot. Hopefully the volume increases and it's not decreasing sell volume. Oh, I can't even tell. Let me see. 533 5336. It's barely decreasing. I mean, I'll take it though. It's still the same. I mean, it's just barely decreasing. So I guess it was kind of hard to push past any kind of demand here, but we were doing it. And this is why it's important to change your bias. You know, you don't want to be married to the bias. If it's saying something and it goes the other way, go the other way. You know? Like it really isn't that difficult. You just look at what the market's doing. You know? And it could have bounced off the trend line, yeah. But it didn't. So you go the other way. You take the loss and you go the other way. You don't hold it. Don't hold the loss. You know. You gotta understand the market's setting up. It's gonna set up for what it's gonna do later in the day. So you gotta, check it out. And if you gotta take the loss, take the freaking loss. So what would be pretty interesting here is if we have a new low on the volume. If we have a new volume low, that'll be pretty interesting. Uh-oh. We're seeing more volume here on the green candles. That was decreasing sell volume, mind you. So if we see this candle stay green here, that might be we'll have to get out the trade. Yeah, look at that. I'm getting out. It hurts. I don't want to get out, but it's starting to tell me different. So let's see. Okay, so just redeemed himself. Stopped out at decreasing sell volume, increasing buy volume. So there's a good chance that that was the pivot there, because I just saw that increasing buy volume. There's a good chance. So let me put it down here. Market pivots on increasing buy volume. Market redeems itself with increasing sell volume after having went for puts. Cool, so let's do the result of this trade, and then we're going to go for calls. Result is stop increasing. Well, we got to do decreasing sell volume first. Decreasing sell volume, increasing by volume, P and L. Write that. 5065. Okay, next one. Trade 3. I'm trying to hurry here so I can buy these calls. But, just because I'm excited doesn't mean I have to go through the proper steps to make everything make sense. If I don't have the plan beforehand, it's not even a trade. So SPY calls 362 October 12th. Entry, we saw increasing buy volume from pivot. Stop is decreasing buy volume, increasing sell volume. Max time risk, we'll make this like I don't know, this one might actually be the real trade. Let's do 3 hours max time risk. Tier size, we'll do B half of half. We'll do half size first, and we'll add if we need to be. So we'll take the screenshot, bam, from the pivot. And we'll go ahead and buy the calls. And I'm a little bit late now, but that's okay. There we go. Market them in. Think we're in. Okay, we're in. Got the screenshot. Notes. Going to add more size as we see increasing buy volume. So at any point we see increasing buy volume, I'm going to add more size. I don't want this volume candle to be too big right now. I want Because if the volume candle's too big, it kind of means that sellers are still there and they're kind of hitting it too with the buyers. I want this one to just be pure buyers right now. So it needs to be pretty low, and that means it's very efficient. So it needs to start off efficient and then become inefficient, and we could consolidate later. That's kind of what I'm seeing right now. So I want to start off really efficient right now, and I want it to have all buyers, a lot of buyers right now. So I'm kind of watching time and sales too, and my tick chart here. I'm just seeing, everything going through what it's kind of doing. Let me add that as a note right now. Looking for efficiency first, then inefficiency later. So I'm really hoping it's not too high a volume. Or if anything, the candles are still increasing. So if this volume's high, I want the rest of the candles to be even higher volume. That's really what I'm looking for. Otherwise, I mean, it's not even a move. Still waiting for that. For that volume. So just looking for that volume here, hoping it's increasing. And if it's not increasing here, I want the next few candles to be increasing. Sometimes it'll take a second to get rid of all the sellers. So I really want to start seeing some efficiency somewhere. And if we don't, then that's a problem. That'll tell me that, sellers are still here. They're still sellers. So we want to see some kind of efficiency. It sure looks like it. Looks like we're gonna have this candle go increasing green volume. But let's pray that it stays green, right? Which it did, that's good. Okay, I might consider selling half here for cash flow. Let me see. Or you know what? I think I was gonna add. Let me add. I'm actually gonna add here just because we see that increasing volume there. If it comes down just a bit, I'm gonna add. But if we start making new highs, I'm also gonna add. You're getting close there. Let me go ahead and mark it in again. And now I'll consider selling half if we see another move up. And we're looking for higher volume again. Increasing volume again. We want to see it again. We don't want to see it getting more efficient right now. You know, we actually want to see it getting less efficient. We want to start off efficient, and then we want to see it getting less efficient as time goes on. We don't want to see it getting more efficient right now. So if we get a nice move here, I'll take half off the table. And it's not very exciting that it's already pulling back. You know, we're starting to see sellers still. We're still seeing sellers, which is telling me we might not be at a very nice move yet. I'm just gonna go ahead and mark it out of all 12. So I'm out there. That candle actually wasn't increasing volume, so that tells me that it's a little bit too early for something like that. That's more or less a pivot. So I went ahead and got out there. Let me go ahead and mark all that. Something like that. Sold as we saw. Decreasing volume as it did not match my plan. Let me go ahead and do result. Stop. Increasing. Sell volume. Decreasing by volume. So that's basically what that was, if you think about it. Because this was basically saying there was more sellers. And then as the sellers ran out, that's what happened here. This was just pure buyers. So that's decreasing buy volume. That's actually increasing sell volume. I'm not a, good exit. I can't believe I read that right. But I read it right. And we'll come out here. Oh, God. 51.79. Cool. So chances are we're in a consolidation phase right now. I'm gonna watch and see because we have this decreasing volume trend here, and what time is it? It's only 9:30. We'll keep trying to move here. Trade. Well, I don't even know if we're gonna take another trade. I really don't know. I mean, it depends why it's consolidating, how it's gonna break out. You know what the volume says. Right now, all the volume is saying we're gonna see an explosive move. That's what the volume's saying. But to where, I don't know. That's why I don't want to go long if we're not gonna see the explosive move upside. I don't want to go short if we're not gonna see it's the downside. I have no clue. And I guess there it is. Let me just let me just sit and live with this right now. Let me live with this right now. See how I missed this. Let me just live with it real fast. So what actually happened here, and that's why I'm sitting here and living with this, is because as soon as I saw it happen, I was like, oh my god, how did I miss it? What actually happened was we saw this volume trend still taking place. Okay. And then it breaks the volume trend here, and then it goes into the inefficiency, which is what we wanted to see. We wanted to have seen that. Little sad I missed that, but whether or not it's too late for calls again, I don't know. I think because I missed it, I'm now emotionally unstable. Like I missed that one and that's fine. I wasn't emotionally unstable. I was definitely like, okay, I could still go. I could still go. But whether or not I should take it again, I feel a little bit emotionally unstable right now. Should I put those emotions aside and still trade? I want to, but should I? That's what that's what makes sense. Cause I just lost my confidence. I don't think so. I don't think I'm gonna still trade. I think I did as good as I was able to do. I should have read that better. I should not have got out because we didn't see the actual red increasing sell volume. We saw a little bit of decreasing buy volume there, but it wasn't promoted by increasing sell volume. So I'm a little bit frustrated. I missed that move there, but we got green on the trade. That's fine. You're not gonna grab every move, but I'm definitely upset right now. I just want to watch it. I just want to watch it for a second and see what happens. You see that explosion as it breaks the volume trend there. Is it too late for calls? I don't know. I mean, the volume is saying that a lot of people just got in. That's what the volume's saying. There's a lot of market participation just then. Whether or not I want to get in when everybody gets in is a different story. I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to get in when it's almost, it seems like nobody's getting in. That's when I want to get in, it seems like. So I'm just watching right now. I'm learning, visually seeing what's going on. And that's where I kind of have trouble is I usually don't want to get in when everybody gets in because it's a little bit too liquid there. I want to get in when people aren't thinking about getting in. Like that pivot there, that pivot was pretty good for an entry. I still feel bad though. I can't believe I missed that. I think I'm done. I think I'm done for right now. Maybe I'll make another YouTube video later, but as of right now, I'm done. I'm good. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and we will see you next time. All right. Cheers.